Well, today is 265 in our day, in our journey through the Word. We have 100 days left, but we've gone 265 days. And if you've been on that journey along with me, uh, congratulations. It's exciting to get to this. We have one more day tomorrow in the Old Testament, and then we get to the promised one. We'll talk about that. Actually, we get into that over the weekend, and so it'll be exciting next week as we are well into our journey through the New Testament. But in today's reading, we start with the dedication of the wall. The wall has been rebuilt, and the temple has been rebuilt. And it's a great celebration as they rededicate this to the Lord. But it didn't last long. And I just have to wonder what do we have to offer, and is it more important of what we offer to man than what we offer to God? We see in today's reading, and it just God raises the question. He says, try giving gifts like that, and he's talking about the gifts that you give me, the gifts that you present to me as your sacrifice. Try to give that quality to your governor, your fellow man, and see how pleased he is, says the Lord of heaven's armies. Because we're not looking at a physical form, and that's what the people were doing. They didn't see God. They were at his temple. His presence was in his temple. Yet because they could not see him, and they didn't think that anybody was looking, they tried to give him less than both quality and quantity. Tried to cheat God. And yet again, God calls them on the carpet and he says, try to give what you're giving to me, to your governor, and see if he is going to be pleased. For God knows the answer was no. And he says in Malachi 1:9, go ahead, beg God to be merciful to you. But when you bring that kind of offering, why should he show you favor at all? When we are when we are presenting to God nothing less than our very best, if we are giving him less than our very best, God says, go ahead, beg me to be merciful to you. Why should God show us favor when we don't give him the best of what he has blessed us with? Yeah, he says in his word that he will bless us abundantly. But he requires back to us a tithe, the tithe for the storehouse. And tithe can be monetary, tithe can be time. Time can be other resources. But when you give, do you give to God the very best, the first of? It's a hard question for me to even ask myself, because I can say, not always. Not always. yet we expect God. We ask God, we beg God to bless us with more, be merciful to us. Do we give him the best of our tithes, the best of ourselves? God says in Malachi 1:14, "For I am a great king, says the Lord of heaven's armies, and my name is feared among the nations." Why would we give him less than what we would give to a fellow man? Words to think on today. Tomorrow's a day of exciting reading as we wrap up the Old Testament. I look forward to sharing that and just answering some of these questions we've asked today as we move through tomorrow's with God's promises of, if you will just trust me and give as I've told you to give, then let's look and see what the then is in our reading tomorrow. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow, Friday, as we continue our journey through the